I'm your host, Mike Gambino. I'm here with Stephen Reed, the community manager for Star Wars The Old Republic. Steve, good morning. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm a little cold as the center warms up, but you know, it's the last day of the show, feeling good.
All right, what can you tell me about Star Wars The Old Republic? What could the fans, what's in it for the fans?
There is possibly the world's biggest and most expensive Star Wars game ever made. This is, when it's going to be created, this will be the single largest piece of Star Wars IP that's ever been created. We basically put together a game with 8 individual classes, hundreds and hundreds of hours of individual story for those classes, and then there's a huge overarching story as well, runs through the entire game. It's set about 3,500 years before the original movies, about 300 years after Knights of the Old Republic, which was a BioWare game made back in 2003, and it's set in the same sort of time period, but a little bit later. Allows you to play 8 iconic, Star Wars character classes: Sith, Jedi, smugglers, troopers, bounty hunters. Kind of everything you want to play, and everything's playing out in a massively multiplayer online world.
How long did it take to go from the first just to advance the game?
It was a number of years in development. We don't talk about it too much, but there's been a number of years.
Because we know, well, a lot of people have been waiting so long for this game, and it's finally arrived.
Yep.
So how long of that? What do you expect what do you expect out of the fans? The patience is probably up by now because they know it's coming.
Sure.
It's probably going to be sold out the first weekend. Comes out the first day it comes out. How are you prepared for the launch of the game?
We're working really hard. Make sure that our servers are going to stay up and stay rock solid. We are limiting the number of copies of the game that are going to be available at launch, which is unusual, but is a deliberate tactic because we basically know how many people we can cope with at launch day. So we're sort of projecting to that number. And it has been a long wait. It's been almost 3 years since we announced the game, but the wait's almost over. We're about 2 months away now. December 20th, 2011 is when we're aiming to launch, and anyone who pre-orders the game will get early game access, which will start a little bit earlier than that date. So we're sort of getting ready, and we're doing an increasing number of our testing weekends with greater and greater numbers of people to make sure we're ready for that big day.
All right. So pre-order the game so you get to play it early. Remember that, everybody. What else can you tell us about Star Wars? What can we expect?
You can expect a BioWare. It's developed by BioWare in conjunction with LucasArts, and you can expect, from BioWare's heritage as being great storytellers. We have individual class stories and some really exciting stories with some great twists and really emotional moments. We have companion characters, which are also a classic BioWare thing. People that you adventure across the galaxy with, and we have dozens of those guys as well. Each individual character has a choice of multiple companions. You get your own personal starship that you get to fly around the universe in. Obviously, you get to wield a nice lightsaber or a blaster, depending on what your preference is. And the entire thing is fully voiced, which is a first for an MMO. We have something like 900 voice actors total working on the game, and just hundreds of thousands of lines of dialogue. So your character is voiced by some of the best voice actors in the business. We've got fantastic voice actors for the NPCs and companions as well. So you get really emotionally drawn into the game in a way that MMOs haven't really managed to do before. And
it's fully customizable from shoes to head?
Oh, yeah.
From feet to head?
Absolutely. We have tons and tons of weaponry and armor in the game. You can go crazy, kit yourself out any way you want. If you want to look like, the Dark Jedi from Luke as a Dark Jedi from Return of the Jedi, or you can look like, Ben Kenobi from Episode 2 or Episode 4, or you can get your sort of Darth Vader or Boba Fett look on as well.
Nice. Steve, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
I'm Mike Gambino. I'm your host of The Take. This is Stephen Reed, and this is Star Wars The Old Republic.